Your information station. WTIM.
Welcome to the WTIM Morning Show. I'm Avery Cooper. Your stream brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. And Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark. Find those streams online on the TaylorvilleDailyNews.com Facebook or on YouTube, WTIM TV. You can also watch them anytime after the fact. I'm here in studio with Macon County Conservation District's Alicia Callison. Thank you so much for being here, Alicia.
Thanks for having me.
So, you guys had a pretty eventful start of the month with your 4th of July. Actually, well, it was more like the end of June, early July, but Independence Day in the 1860s. How did that go?
It went well. We had some rain, so that kept some people away, unfortunately, but it still went well, and we got to do some house tours, and people got to learn a little bit about 1860s life, so it was good.
You guys have a lot of programs just about every week, it feels like, and something coming up for you guys here in August. You guys are going to be looking at the stars with an astronomy event. Tell me about that.
We are. So we have our annual Astronomy Jamboree coming up. That's Saturday, August 20th at 8 p.m. at Friends Creek Conservation Area. And if you're not familiar with Friends Creek, that is up in the Argena-Cisco area. That's where we have a public campground as well. So if you're interested in camping, you can always check out Friends Creek. But the Astro Jam is a fun event. It starts at 8 o'clock. We'll have a band out there playing music for a little while, and then we'll have some snacks. Usually we have like hot dogs and s'mores over the fire. And then we'll have a couple of telescopes set up. And once it gets dark, we'll head out to the telescopes, and weather permitting, we'll see what planets are up, and we'll look at some stars and just talk about some general astronomy stuff, constellation lore, and things like that.
Are you an astronomy buff yourself, Alicia?
I would not call myself a buff, but I do have an interest in astronomy. I think it's pretty cool. There's a lot of amazing stuff left to discover, and there's a lot of really cool stuff you can see with a telescope, even with a pair of binoculars in your own backyard. So I think it's cool to get to tell people about some of those things.
What's your favorite constellation, if you have one? First one that pops up to me is Orion. And not that it's necessarily my favorite, but I know that it's like one of the big ones there.
Yeah, Orion is really cool, definitely. I think probably my favorite is Cassiopeia.
What does that look like? Or how can you identify it?
Cassiopeia is it's 5 bright stars that looks kind of like a W or an M, I guess, depending on which direction you're looking.
Okay. And I mean, in relativity to the Big or Little Dipper, is it close usually when you can see it, or?
In relation to the dippers, yes. Usually, if you can see a dipper, you can see Cassiopeia. Cassiopeia is it's actually a pretty easy one to see once you know what you're looking for. It's a pretty large one.
Well, let's just assume for this astronomy event that there will be clear skies and everything's going to be great, and you're going to be able to see everything. What kind of planets do you expect to see?
So usually at this event, we can see Jupiter, and we can see Saturn. So we're really hoping we'll be able to do that, because you can see kind of the rings of Saturn through the telescope, and if it's really clear, you can see the spot on Jupiter as well. So that's always really cool. And then, of course, if the moon, if it's a really clear night, we'll get to see some really cool features on the moon as well.
Oh, okay. That'll be pretty cool. Did you guys, or you, I'm sure you have seen the new Webb telescope pictures?
Yes, I have.
Oh my goodness. Just amazing. They have some pretty good ones of Jupiter too.
Yeah, they're just incredible.
Yeah. That spot that you mentioned, that's that orange spot, like kind of in the lower half that you were talking about, right? It was just
right.
Yeah.
Big
Okay.
dust storm.
Cool. Yeah, that's right. That's a big dust storm that's been going on for however long.
Right.
And anyway, so then you're also going to be looking at Saturn. When is this event again? I know you mentioned it, but
Yeah, it's Saturday, August 20th from 8 to 10 p.m. And again, that's at Friends Creek
at
Conservation Area.
Friends Creek Conservation Area. All right. And, well, that sounds like a lot of fun. Well, and there'll be food, music, or sorry, will there be music? That's what my question was.
Yes, so there's music. We're going to have a band out called the Red Wheelbarrows. They're a really fun local band here in the area. They play old-timey kind of bluegrassy music. They're a lot of fun.
Excellent. And anything else that you want to say about the Astronomy Jamboree?
One other thing that I can mention is that if you're an amateur astronomer and you have a telescope at home that you'd like to bring out and use it to show people some stuff in the sky, we welcome that. So if you've got a telescope you want to bring out, just give us a call and we'll put you on our list.
Also, within the next month or so, August, the Hummingbird Festival. That's something you guys have done before, right?
Yes, this is, I want to say, the 7th or 8th year that we've done this event. And it's a pretty popular one. People tend to enjoy this one. I think it's just because hummingbirds are so charismatic. People tend to really like hummingbirds. So this is a fun event. It's an educational event, I would say, more than other events. And so this one, you come out and we have a gentleman by the name of Vernon Clean. And he's a bird bander, and he goes around all throughout the state of Illinois, capturing hummingbirds and putting tiny little bands on their legs. And then they record that data. And then, next year, if they capture that bird again, then they have some data they can use as far as, where are the hummingbirds going and are they coming back to the same spot? And so this Hummingbird Festival is an opportunity to watch this process happen. So we'll have some traps set up. Hummingbirds are not harmed during this event, but we'll catch some hummingbirds. Vernon and his team will band the hummingbirds, and then some people will actually get the opportunity to help release the hummingbirds.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of fun. Can you describe what the trap looks like? How do you catch a hummingbird?
Yeah, so the trap's actually pretty neat. So we have several hummingbird feeders that are hanging on the side of our building here at Rock Springs Nature Center. And the trap is kind of just a mesh net that goes up over the feeder. So the feeder is inside of the net. There's a little door on the front. The hummingbird goes in and sits on the feeder to eat. And then there's a button you hit on the trap and it snaps the door shut. And traps the bird inside with the feeder.
Safe and secure. How do you tag a hummingbird?
So basically, you have to get the hummingbird in your hand, in between your fingers, and you just kind of have to know the proper way to hold them and handle them. That's why this is only done by permitted, licensed bird banders.
Of course.
But they hold them in their hand a certain way, and they just kind of they have a little tool that helps put the band on the ankle. And the bands are so tiny because these birds are so tiny, but it's just something that they've been doing for so long. It's probably second nature at this point.
Right. And with the bird banding, obviously the purpose is to track and see where this bird goes.
Right. And so a couple of years ago, we did actually have a recapture. It was a bird that was caught here at Rock Springs several years prior. So, it's stuff like this that helps us know that hummingbirds actually do tend to return to the site where they were born. So it just kind of helps you get an idea of what the hummingbird population looks like in your area.
That's very cool. If folks want to find out more about the Astronomy Jamboree or the Hummingbird Festival, where can they go?
They can go to our website, maconcountyconservation.org.
All right. Is Alicia Cowson with the Rock Springs Conservation Center, the Macon County Conservation District, right here on the WTIM Morning Show. Your stream brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark and People's Bank and Trust. They put people first.
WTIM. Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome to the WTIM Morning Show. I'm Avery Cooper. Glad to have you along. Your stream brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark. I'm here on the phone with Alicia Callison. She's with the Macon County Conservation District in the Rock Springs Conservation Center. And it's great to have you along.
It's great to be here again.
So tell me a little bit about your Prairie Petal for the Macon County Conservation Foundation.
Yeah, so one of the big fundraising events that the Conservation Foundation puts on every year is our Prairie Pedal. And as the name implies, this is a bike ride. It goes all throughout Macon County, and we have 3 different routes that you can choose from. So we have a 20-mile, a 40-mile, or a 62-mile route throughout Macon County that you can sign up and ride. And if you want to do multiple, you can do multiple. Some people do that. But this event, like I said, it's a fundraiser. The money that we raise through this event goes toward natural areas restoration, so taking land and turning it back into prairies and forests and wetlands. And if you would like to register for this event, we have an early bird special, so it's $30 per rider through the end of August. And then starting September 1st, that registration goes up to $35 per rider. And this event will be held on Sunday, September 25th. So we've got a little bit of time left, but we like to start plugging that early and let people know. And you can register online through active.com, or you can check out our website as well and get more information there.
What are some examples of areas that have been restored thanks to money from an event like the Prairie Pedal?
Sure. I mean, take a trip to any of our sites throughout Macon County, and you'll see an example of what that fundraising can do. One area right now that we're currently working on is out in the Fort Daniel area, which is out in the Long Creek, Mount Zion area. We've got some old farm fields that we acquired, and we've just started planting prairies and turning them back into and what a native prairie would look like. But if you want to see what that looks like at the end of the process, come out to Rock Springs, go out to Sand Creek, go out to Friends Creek. I mean, almost all of our sites throughout the county have great examples of that.
Anything else that you'd like to say about the Prairie Pedal happening in September?
The Prairie Pedal, as part of your registration, you also get some goodies. And then we also have, this is one of the most popular things about this event, is the chili lunch. So after you finish your ride, you end back here at Rock Springs Nature Center, and we have a chili lunch that's provided, and that's prepared by Richland Community College's culinary team there, so it's pretty good. And then we'll also have music by a local band called the Tangents that'll be playing over lunch as well. So it should be a good event. And like I said, if you're curious about it, head over to our website and get some more info.
Weird to say, but we're like a month away from school starting again. I'm like, what? So, but I know that's a really exciting opportunity for the Macon County Conservation District, because that means the return of field trips.
Yes, absolutely. The biggest part of my job, and probably the most fun part of my job, is getting to chat with students and teach them a little bit about natural history, teach them a little bit about wildlife and their environment and why it matters. So one of the things that we do, we offer field trips. The kids can come to us, any of our sites throughout Macon County. It doesn't have to just be Rock Springs. If you're an educator, whether you're a formal educator at a school, or you're a homeschool leader, or you're a scout leader, whatever that might look like for you, you can bring your kiddos out here, and one of our naturalists can lead a program. We have a set list of programs that we offer a lot that are popular, but we can also make a program that's custom to your needs. And then also, if you guys aren't able to get out here, we can come to you. So we come and do programs in the classroom. We do programs at local libraries. We've been doing tons of library programs this summer with the summer reading program, and we'd love to do those year round. We can come to senior centers. We can come to your park. So we're pretty flexible. We love to go out and get in the public and talk to people about what we do here and why it's important. And so we would love to connect with you if you're interested in something like that.
I didn't even think of all the scout groups and other organizations that you guys probably visit and spend a lot of time educating people about. That's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about nature and the environment is that there are benefits to being out in nature for everyone. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what your background is. Everybody can benefit from spending time outside. And, even if the program that we lead isn't outside, maybe it will spark a curiosity. Maybe it will inspire you to go outside and look a little bit closer at the flowers in your backyard, or understand and appreciate the squirrels that are back there just a little bit. I know that's a touchy subject for some people, but that's our goal, is just to kind of share what's special about the natural world here in Central Illinois.
Well, we have time for maybe one more program that you're looking forward to in the coming future.
Sure. So one other thing that we've got going on August 13th, we'll be offering canoe rentals here at Rock Springs. So if you've ever wanted to try canoeing, see if it's a good fit for you, or see if it's fun, or if you know that you already like to canoe and you just want to come out and do it for a little while, you can come on out to Rock Springs on August 13th, and we'll be doing some canoe rentals. So it's $10 per canoe, and that's for an hour. So you can just kind of take your time and check out our little pond here and get some experience in a canoe.
That's Macon County Conservation District's Alicia Callison. Thank you so much, Alicia.
Thank you so much for having me.